Well, hello my art-loving friends. It feels like it's been a while since I've had a regular video on my channel. 3 weeks, probably, to be exact. So it's so good to see you. Are you ready for the reveal of what was inside the watercolor gift box? This was the one I did Advent style. It's supposed to be 12 envelopes, but there may have been a bonus in there. And today I'm going to show you every little thing that was in there and every activity we did. So if you are waiting to open this box for Christmas or afterwards, skip this video because there's going to be all the spoilers. Alright, let's switch to the desktop and I will show you all the goodies. So here is what the box looks like when it came to you in the mail, and when you open it, you start with day one right here, ready to go for you. So I'm going to put this aside because I have them set aside differently to show you a little bit better way. But what you would do is pull out day one. And then I use scissors and cut the label, or you could put this in front of a heat gun or a heater and heat it up and pull that off so that you could reuse this, because this is re-stickable. It has the gum tape stuff right here already for it. So day one, what did you have in day one? It's a heavy envelope. Ta-da! Your instruction sheet, which has some spoilers on it, so we'll put that aside for a minute. It has your masking tape. This stuff is pretty nice. We had to double up on it a couple of times through the 12 days, but I like it a lot. And it's a convenient size too. It fits in travel bags more easily, and I like the width. You had 5 strips of score tape. This stuff is awesome. It's double-sided sticky tape. It's very strong. It's acid-free, archival, all of that. And we used this for many things coming up in this month. So 5 of those that you're supposed to just keep safe. And then a Princeton Aqua Elite paintbrush. This is one of my most favorite paintbrushes. They came in random sizes from size 8 up to this 12 long round. And I used a 12 regular round for the entire demonstrations and all the tutorials, and it worked great for even the tiniest little details. Then you got the paint for the day, which is wrapped like a little candy, and it's always so fun to open. So if we open this one, these were hand poured by me and labeled by me and Tori. You can see this one is the Payne's Gray Da Vinci, and if you had the core box, it was also Payne's Gray. And it has the pigment information, the light fast information, and the transparency rating already on it for you. You were supposed to get 2 bookmarks pre-printed. I did this little printing on them for you so that you could have the titles of the books you've read, give them a rating, or the person you gift this to could do that. But I gave you an extra one. I gave you 3, just as a bonus. And then you're supposed to have 1 sheet of this Fabriano 100% cotton paper. That's what this is as well. All the paper in this kit is Fabriano 100% cotton paper. But I gave you 3 sheets so that if you wanted to redo any of the pictures throughout the 12 days or 13 days, then you would have some extra paper to do that. So you're just supposed to keep this and your score tape safe off to the side. And then you had a calendar backing page. Ta-da! So the idea is to paint this using the tutorials on the website that I provided on your instruction sheet and mount it there. So what did they turn out looking like? Well, here are the bookmarks. So I did a couple different times. One is a mountain scene. One is this cat on a branch looking out at some bats flying around. I like this one. It's fun. And then when the calendar page gets mounted, it looks like this. And that's the tutorial you would be following if you went to my website for that. And that is everything in day 1. Let's move to day 2. When you open day 2, it's also a thick envelope. You pull that out. You get a palette, which I hand painted the top of the lid white for you so that you would have a white mixing space instead of a 10-colored mixing space. So that was special done with you guys in mind. Then you could put your paint in there, and we affixed these to the palette with the score tape from day 1. Okay, so we used the score tape here, cut off 1/2 inch, put it on the bottom, and stuck it in this palette. And I told everyone the specific place I would put it, and they were welcome to follow me in putting it there as well. Then you have the paint of the day, and this one is cadmium yellow light if you have the Da Vinci box, and it is the nickel azo yellow if you had the core box. Again, pigment information, light fast information, and transparency. So then this could go in your palette affixed with the score tape as well. You also got a swatch sheet so that you could start keeping track of the colors you're receiving and which position you put them in the palette. And you received a sticker for the lid of your palette. So you could put that on there if you wanted to. Just like that. Then we have February's calendar backing page, and the painting for that day on the tutorial is this one here. So much fun. Day 3, it's not quite as fat as the previous 2 days. When you pull that out, you get some new stuff we haven't seen before. So your paint, which is stuff we have seen before, but let's open that up because, you know, that's the fun part. This is the ultramarine blue, whether you had the core box or the DaVinci box. Ultramarine blue, so that went in the palette. I'm not sticking these in right now, but I'll show you my palette from the projects later on in the video. Then you got 2 pre-printed postcards that were on Fabriano Artistico 100% cotton paper again, and I printed this postcard stuff on here for you. And these are hand cut from big sheets of Fabriano paper. So this is the right side of the paper, the wrong side of the paper, which makes sense because you're supposed to paint on this side. And then if you're not good at hand lettering, I went ahead and put this sticker sheet in there for you so that you could put sayings on your postcards or your bookmarks without having to write them on. So you have this whole sticker sheet of sayings. And then you have your paper to do the March calendar page. The way that turns out is postcards. This is the first postcard tutorial we did. And I wanted to do a more summery one just because of the colors that we had so far in the palette, and that's what we did for that one. And for the calendar page itself, we did a more fun, loose style, and it was really, really interesting to see the couple people that sent me their photos, how they turned out. So this is how mine turned out. So really fun painting that day. Day 4, are you ready for day 4? In we go. You're probably seeing a theme already. I guess if you don't like calendars, this wasn't the box for you, but hopefully you do. So this paint is the DaVinci Permanent Rose for the DaVinci box, obviously, and the core users received the quinacridone magenta. And I'll show you the comparisons between the 2 boxes' colors at more towards the end of the video. All right, so that can go in our palette. 2 pre-printed postcards again. The paper for your calendar and your calendar backing page. And the postcard number 1 is this one. Just a pretty and soft painting. I don't do a lot of soft painting, so I really enjoyed this one. And then more fun, we did a little snowman. And then I showed people if they had salt at home, what it could look like with salt, but I actually like the background with just water splashes better, but it's so cute, a little snowman. And the calendar page itself turned out to be quite a bright one. And that was the tutorial for that day. On to day 5. In we go. Wow, it just ended up on the floor. I'll be right back. All right, we have the instruction sheet, 2 pre-printed postcards. I did so many postcards in the beginning of the box in case you wanted to send out winter postcards or Christmas cards or something to people. You could have altered the design on them and you'd have them earlier in the month so you get them done more quickly. And then you got a fine liner that was permanent and safe to use with watercolor and on your works of art. And then you have sap green. Whether you have the DaVinci box or the core box, it was sap green. And the calendar sheet to paint and the backing page. And this time though, we did thank you postcards because I'm thinking you're going to receive gifts during this season, possibly. And you might want a few thank you cards in your stash to send out after the holidays. So this is the first one. I did this one a long time ago on my channel. It was something I saw online somewhere and I just loved it. And so I basically used that design and we put that in here as well because it's just a pretty and easy one. And I think it turns out looking quite beautiful. And then this more balloon fun style where the balloons can run into each other in the paint and get a little bit more loose, or you could keep it more tight and do actual specific balloon shapes. So that one was kind of fun. And then we just kind of tinted the edges. And then the calendar tutorial for that month is this one here. This is one I have my beginner watercolors do in the class, although they do it the other direction. And it's just a fun, beautiful painting. And it was great to use all the colors that we have so far in the box, most of the colors. In fact, that actually might use all the colors we have so far in the box. Day 6. Here we go. We have 2 pre-printed bookmarks again, your instruction sheet, your paint of the day, which is Burnt Sienna Deep if you have the Da Vinci box, and Burnt Sienna if you have the core box. One of the bookmark activities we did that day is this fun little feather. Light, loose, and flowy, and oh so pretty. The other one was more of a fall scene so that we could use some of these pretty colors we have. And that's what this one turned out. And I showed how you could use packing tape to laminate the front of it, but keep the back open for writing on it. And our calendar tutorial for the day was this cute little Volkswagen bug. Day 7, in we go. Maybe. All right, instruction sheet, a very, very fun color. Can you guess from the wrapper? Cobalt turquoise for the Da Vinci box and cobalt teal for the core box. Just a beautiful color. So much fun to have in a palette to add touches of color that is like seawater and I don't know. We used it for all kinds of things in the box, so you'll see. 2 postcards again. Your sheet to paint your calendar page and your calendar backing page. So one of the postcards we did is this one here. And I remembered to add the saying on this one. I forgot a couple of times, but so I did a couple different methods here. One was with the core box, and I can't remember if one was with the Da Vinci box or not, or if they're both with the core box. It doesn't matter. They came out looking the same. Then we did this one a couple of different ways. Oh, here's the differences in the Da Vinci and the core. So these 2 paints aren't quite the same as much as the other ones are, but they're as close as possible as I could get at the time. Anyway, here's the other postcard. I did it a couple different ways. This one just kind of leaving the trees as are, a little softer, put the saying on there. This, I defined these trees a little bit more with some ultramarine blue shadows. That was really fun. And this was the one I actually did in the tutorial video, and I love the way it turned out. And then our calendar backing page tutorial was this fun little beach scene. So this is one I did with the, I think this was still the Da Vinci paint, and I did it in the tutorial video, and this is how it turned out. So they turned out a little differently than each other, and the differences were fun to see, and I explained that in the video. Day 8, are you ready for day 8? The painting on this one is actually really interesting. So we have a red wrapper, and inside, oh, my favorite color from the Da Vinci box. This is Da Vinci Red. It's a PR 254 and oh so gorgeous. Just love this color. And in the core box, they got the cadmium red medium. Instruction sheet. You're only supposed to have 1 calendar painting page, but I gave you 2 extra again, just in case you wanted to redo anything. And the painting tutorial for that day was this fun night scene in the rain. And we used our cobalt turquoise in this one as well, or cobalt teal if you had the core box. All right, we're getting there. We're on day 9. Day 9 was a lot of stuff. You have a fun pencil with a very happy saying on it. This one says, be the person you decide to be. A pencil sharpener that actually sharpens the pencil really well. Another paint color. This one happens to be the Benzimida, if I'm saying that correctly, Benzimida Orange Deep. And the core boxes had the transparent pyrrole orange, one of my most favorite core colors ever. Then they got this mini sketchbook. It's a 4x4, so much fun. Fairly thin paper, and it's just great because it fits in your purse, your back pocket. You could take it with you and sketch anytime, anywhere. Plus you had your painting page for your calendar and your backing page. So what we did in that activity that day was decorate the cover of the sketchbook, and I just showed one example. You could do whatever you'd like. And the calendar tutorial painting was this here, some fun leaves. Turned out quite pretty. Day 10, here we go. I tried to take my instruction sheet and paint with it. All right, let's see what we have for the paint. Finally, another yellow. That was my one regret in this box, was that I didn't put this yellow in sooner, because we actually used a lot of the first yellow. Here is the palette at the end, and you can see how deep that yellow is. So yep, lesson learned. This is Hansa Yellow Light. If you have the Da Vinci box, the core box had bismuth yellow, or bismuth vanadite yellow, I believe is what it was called. So this one had painting page and the calendar backing sheet, and I decided to shake things up a bit, and the tutorial for the calendar page that day is this cute little napping cat, although He's not napping because his eyes are awake, but he's on his way to napping. So cute. Day 11, here we go. Da-da-da-da. Brown wrapper. And our paint of the day is Raw Umber, and if you had the core box, it is the Burnt Umber Natural, I believe. Yeah, Burnt Umber Natural. PBR 7, we'll put that in here. 2 more postcards pre-printed by yours truly. Your painting page and your calendar backing page. The postcard activity number 1, well this is number 2, but we're doing them out of order, that's fine, was using our Da Vinci Red, because we did use Da Vinci Red in that rainy scene, but I wanted to use it some more, so we just did this simple flower scene, which I kind of enjoy. And then we used just our fine liner to do this thank you card. And I did say in the tutorial that you could add a little watercolor on it if you wanted to, but the ones that I have seen, they haven't. So we've kept it just fine liner. So this one was fun. This calendar page happened to be one of my most favorites at the end. Did this little pumpkin scene. I am in love with it. I just love it. Day 12. This normally would be the last day, but I put in a bonus for you. Anyway, let's see what's in here. Okay. Purple wrapper. Our paint is Da Vinci Violet. Woo! If you had the core box, your paint color was the dioxazine violet. Calendar page and your backing page. And this one is so fun. We painted this snow scene. So this dog is watching a sunset in the snow and it's so cute. I love it. And then you thought you were done, but you see this envelope at the very bottom. And when you pull its contents out, whoa, you have more paint? What? Let's see what it is. This one, oh yes, is the Cerulean Blue Genuine. If you have the Da Vinci box and the core box to get an equivalent blue color, we ended up with a phthalo blue-green shade. Put that in there. You also received a new swatch sheet just in case yours got messed up during the 12 days so far before this day. Or if you decide you do want your paints in a different order at the end, you could redo your swatch sheet. And then there is this plastic wrapper you can put this in. You would pull off that backing tape and seal it, and then it would be in plastic all protected. And then you got special paper. This is that Cotty rag paper, 100% cotton, really fun stuff. This is the paper that is in the Cotty Fat book and that little A to Z Cotty sketchbook that I've shown you on my channel before. And I gave you a tutorial for one painting on this, but I leave the other paper for you to decide what you want to do on it. And the one I show you is this painting here. And here are the colors from both boxes. If you wanted to see how they compared to each other, we can hold this up here like this for the first row. Okay, so the yellow, second yellow is the only one that's probably significantly different, and it's actually not that significant. It's just that the nickel azo yellow gets a little deeper in the mass tone, not surprising. And then the cadmium yellow, even though it's basically the same hue, is granulating, whereas the Da Vinci Red, not so much. And in the middle row here, the biggest difference would be in the permanent rose and the quinacridone magenta over here. They both performed exactly the same purpose in the paintings, however, so that didn't matter, didn't affect anything. And then the ever so slight differences between the cobalt teal and the cobalt turquoise, pretty minimal, saw no difference at all in the painting because I did do that with both paints. And in the last row here, really there are no differences in these paints, more or less. I would say that the Burnt Umber Natural looks like it granulates, but that's probably the only significant difference there would be this paint here. Again, it acted the same in the tutorials, so we're all good. Fun to see that for sure. And then I did have one person regularly send me her work every single day. It was so exciting to see. I looked forward to it every day. When I saw her emails come in, I was like, oh yay, I get to see them. And she has given me permission to show you those images. And when it was all said and done, I actually had several of you email me your pictures, and it makes me so happy. I also had Tori, my basically daughter-in-law, who helped me put all this together for you guys. She did some of the projects and she's given me permission to share her images as well. So please stay tuned for the little slideshow of all of your projects. Plus at the end, I have a special product release that I want to share with you as well. So I'll see you at the end. Weren't all of those so amazing and so fun to see? I'm really glad they shared them with me. Thank you guys for sending those to me. I so appreciate it. So if you found this calendar idea and the painting idea intriguing and you would like to try it, I have put together calendar kits that you can purchase over on my website. It would include 14 sheets of the Fabriano Artistico 100% cotton paper. That gives you 2 chances to redo a painting or just have extra paper at the end if you don't need to. You will receive every single month. And I can include enough score tape as well for you to put the calendar pages onto the backing. And this is for sale on my website right now. And it also comes with access to all of the painting tutorials you saw in this video, so you don't have to come up with your own ideas if you don't want to. There will also be some add-ons on the product page, like if you wanted to add on this palette of colors, for example, you could do that. Or if you wanted more tape, I'm not sure what the add-ons are going to be yet, but you'll see them on the product page. So this is for sale on my website right now for $29. That includes shipping. But that does not include shipping for international customers. That's more. And I'll put the link for that on the screen here and in the description box below. Well, that was a really fun 13 days. And I really hope you enjoyed seeing the contents of the whole box. I do have, as of the recording of this video, 7 of these left on my website that you can still purchase. If you might have an interest in buying this box, do it quickly before they sell out. And then remember, this calendar set is also available. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It's kind of exciting to be back to my normal schedule of videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.